Café Anyway. Hello, it's Mike.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2871, 2871. Mike Matthews broadcasting here at Café Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Meritoptica. Hope you're happy, hope you're singing like an Italian on a little Venetian boat in a canal somewhere. I could go on and on, but I'll stop the song right there. And
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Facebook Live has some of this going on right now, and I just noticed that my shirt is backwards. Not inside out, but the titling
Podcast
is flipped around.
Yeah!
I'm wearing a Stitcher t-shirt, and it kind of looks a little, when you spell it backwards, it kind of has a little bit of profanity in it. So, oops. Stitcher was a app, one of the first podcast listening apps. They were very big podcast enthusiasts when nobody really knew what that was yet. And a hearty applause out to them because they were very kind. And I reached out to them via email, and they said, hey, come on down whenever you want. We're in San Francisco. We're off of Montgomery, and we'd love to meet you, etc. And I went down twice. One time they actually had a party. They had a pizza party, and there were people there that did podcasts that I knew. And they also threw a big podcast award show at the chapel in San Francisco. I went to that and met some more people that I was big fans of in the podcast world. But the fact is now podcast has proliferated. They've proliferated everything, and it's not really because of what we were all excited about, was doing this form of radio in a pre-recorded land. This new format. It was just basically pre-recorded shows, audio shows, and the video thing got more popular. So thusly I am videoing now on the live Facebook page that I have.
And here's today's podcast picture.
For Mike's Daily Podcast. You can find that link at mikesdailypodcast.com. Also, the podcast picture today, I think we will go with this nice picture. Oh, yeah. I took this over in Hayward yesterday. It's an interesting picture. Yeah, we'll post that. See it at mikesdailypodcast.com. It'll be from that or my walk around the Hayward Regional Shoreline the other day. Something, you'll see it, and you'll just be enamored. You'll be something. Oh, the Great Mouse is the boxer. Yes. He enjoyed going to... That's actually him. You know, he passed away about this time of year 4 years ago. And he was sounding as vigorous as that up until within a couple weeks of his death. Oh, he had so much energy, so much joy de vivre. Loved him. And he inspires me every day. Okay. And so does my cat. Hey, lovely lady friend is here. She tried to sneak in. You know what? She's microphone shy. Oh, I guess she's also camera shy because we're now on camera. But yeah. Well, I like your hat on you. Kind of look like a trucker. Is your name? Tell them Large Marge sent you.
Life grand.
That was a Pee Wee Herman movie.
Grand.
Ain't life grand. I love you, my love. Hey, you were talking about how you were talking to, hey, let's do a shout out because she apparently doesn't listen to the podcast. But she always goes, hey, are you still doing the podcast? Yes, I am. She probably won't hear this. But she, let's say hi out to Carol down the street. Hey, Carol. And you guys were talking about Costco. Oh, my lovely lady friend vanished. This is Cafe Anyway. It's so cavernous. People run around and then they disappear. Okay. Yeah, apparently they were talking about Costco food. Why exactly, I don't know. But Costco, it's how we'll call it from now on. Costco's hourly workers are getting a raise of $1 an hour to a starting wage of $19.50. That is a gain of almost 6%. Congratulations out to them. Let's see. What's the cliche of the week? Costco has long, what's the cliche of the week, been one of the highest paying,
What's the cliche of the week?
employers in retail.
What's the cliche of the week?
If you didn't know that. I was there recently. I find that I'm buying less meat overall. Yeah, I'm doing more of the... Well, I always got to get the rotisserie chicken because they've always been selling that at a loss. But what's the cliche of the week? I'm also trying to cook interesting things.
What's the cliche of the week?
With tofu and whatnot. What's the cliche of the week? So, hey.
What's the cliche of the week?
Tofu. Disney is going to add a new ship in Tokyo to expand their cruise business. This will be Disney's 9th vessel to be the brand's part of the brand's growing fleet. The ship will have a maximum capacity of 4,000 passengers, and it's expected to bring in about $621 million in annual sales. And it's going to be in Tokyo if you want to catch that ship. I know they have the ships in Florida. That can be fun and very themed, and people love the themes, and they love to say, oh, there's Buzz Lightyear walking around. Speaking of buzzed, non-alcoholic beer is being made by Athletic Brewing.
News random.
This is my news random for you. And they reportedly doubled, their valuation has been doubled to $800 million as more folks get sober curious. Athletic sales have topped booze-free Heineken and Bud in the U.S. grocery stores, so they are doing really well. Now, speaking of going on cruises and going to Florida and going on trips and whatnot, Americans are going into debt for summer fun. A sizable share of Americans, especially young Americans, are willing to take on debt as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in PodCastro Valley, the last place on earth in the land of Ameritopica. They're willing to take on debt this summer and put their financial goals on hold in order to treat themselves. 20% of Gen Z members and 24% of millennials say they're going to take on debt this summer. 46% of people are still paying off their credit card debt from last summer.
Mike's scavenger hunt.
Let's see, the average debt, though, I'm seeing here as I go through my scavenger hunt, their summer debt loads seem to exceed $4,000. The average credit card interest rate, though, is 21.51%, over 21%. So, yeah, that's just money just eating away, just disappearing when you don't pay off that credit card. About half of card holders pay off their balance full every month. Did you know that? Oh, that's not the segment, Do You Know That, with the Bison Bentley. But no, that is true. About a little over half pay off their balance full every month. Then the other half, they're in debt, not just for a little while, but for many years.
For your entertainment.
Oh, this isn't necessary.
The one,
Thank you.
The only Mike Matthews.
Thank you. That's me. Hi. And finally, Tesla's once commanding share of the market for electric vehicles in the United States slipped below 50%, despite Elon Musk coming out on the day that the attempted assassination took place of Trump. He came out endorsing Trump. Well, we all knew he would probably endorse Trump. Less and less people are endorsing Biden. By the time you listen to this, Biden might have been replaced. It's a bizarre, brave new world we're living in right now. It's very bizarre. But here's what I would like to say about all of this stuff, is that I'm finding that the one that's getting the shaft for all of this is the media. No matter who it is, if you're on the right, you yell and scream about the legacy media. If you're on the left, you scream about how
The Mike Tip.
corporate media is bowing down and giving Trump all this free publicity. And then if you're on the right, This is the mic tip. On the far right, you know what though? It really seems like the extremes on either side are the ones that make the most fuss about the media. I think right-wing Republican type talk show hosts, they yell and scream about the media because that's all they do. They're following the model that was set by, and the template set by Rush Limbaugh, who used to call it, the drive-by media, etc. Well, so there you go. Republicans call the media legacy media, and they go on and on about how much they're corrupt and how they're all in Biden's pocket, and they always make Trump look terrible, Trump look horrible. And then you've got the left-wing media, or left-wing people that scream about the media, calling it corporate media, and that it's all big money being paid. Republicans own the media. Wow, shuts wow. That's what my mom used to think. No, wait. She thought the other way. She thought that it was legacy media and you can't trust it. Either way, if a president or a leader gets shot, what is the first thing people go to? I tried looking on Bing and I could not get any information right after Trump got shot or his ear got grazed. It was not until I got on CNN's website, and yes, they did say something like it was an incident. They didn't say exactly what it was at first. I don't remember seeing anything about, he just fell down. There was blood mentioned. There was an incident mentioned. You knew it was something big. Everybody seems to act like, everybody knew what it was instantaneously. No, it's because it takes a while.
Newsbleed section.
That's my newsbleed section today, is that we all criticize the media until we need it. Same thing about the people that say defund the police. We all complain about the police until we need them. One dark night and someone's breaking into your house. We all need the media when we need to know what's going on right now. You can't trust social media because we know how that's bent. It's just people, the things they complain about, like me complaining about this. All right, let's say the rest of this Tesla story. They're about 50% of electric vehicle sales. Let's see, they're down. It says here, Tesla accounted for 49.7% of electric vehicle sales, down from 59.3% a year earlier. So they used to be bigger. And then you've got General Motors, Ford Motor, Hyundai, Kia. They're all getting into the electric vehicle world. There are over 100 electric models available in the United States. Tesla is losing its dominance in a market it created.
Wine. Well, I like it.
The whiny white man wine list.
And here I would either complain about the legacy media or the corporate media. But instead I'm going to say that Tesla, they started really ramping up in 2012. It says here it was created in 2012 when it introduced the Model S sedan. Sales of battery-powered cars surged to a record. Americans bought or leased more than 330,000 electric vehicles during the quarter, accounting for 8% of all cars. So the last quarter, 330 electric vehicles bought. A year later, electric vehicles accounted for 7.2% of the market. That's a little confusing there, but that was from Rob Black. I produce his podcast, and he is heard on AM 1220 KDOW weekday mornings, Monday through Friday, and then he's on Cron TV Monday through Thursday.
It's a nightmare of a show.
In a 9 o'clock hour. No, his show isn't a nightmare of a show. This isn't a nightmare of a show, is it? All right, if it's a nightmare, wake me up. Okay, hey, there's some people out here. Hello, my commercials, Madame Rootabega. Always has very interesting stuff, and I am writing it all down. Woo. So, let's see. You gonna get an electric vehicle? Yes. You gonna set up your house so it can charge your vehicle? Yes. Did you see my lovely lady friend? No. Yeah, she was just here, and then she vanished. It's crazy. Look who else is here.
Hello, Dave Mike. This is Valentino.
And this is Bison Bentley.
Mike, you said
First of all, I just want to thank everyone for joining us here on this show. This is great.
You know what? This is great being on the show here.
Yeah, this show. And the segment that's called Do You Know That? You didn't get the little echo thing at the back of that, but... All right. So, yes, that's all the Tesla news that I have at the moment. And all the news for you today. Let's just wrap it up, shall we? Okay, we shall. Hey, next show it'll be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer. If you would like to add something to this wonderful program, here's the phone number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640. Will you shut ups? Liberty Nation Freedom Phone for All.
And where you are listening to this podcast right now is not the only place. There are a myriad of places to listen to this program. And all the places you can listen to it and all things Mike's Daily Podcast, the podcast picture, past podcasts, etc. We go now to the mainframe and hear from A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.